Hey guys, Tyler here bringing you a 1v1 today. We're on Ploisti Outskirts. Play today spawning in the north. We have Haaallow playing as Ostheer. Straight away locking into Jaeger Infantry. Going for a double machine gun, double pyro build. Facing offensive down the bottom we have Malgari playing as US Forces, who has Airborne, Armor and Infantry. In terms of rankings here, Haaallow around rank 120, Malgari around rank 80. But yeah, I did see Haaallow go for double machine guns then into the second Pioneer. Does often lead to quite a slow start, since those Pioneers do produce quite a lot faster than the machine guns. MG42s have a pretty long build time on them, so can get you off to a slower start. Should hope to recover by getting stronger engagements with the machine guns early, but that can be tough to achieve. You know, the Pios do have that long spotting range. Makes it much easier to position your machine gun. So personally I feel like double Pios first is the way to go in 1v1s. But yeah, having played a few of these strategies, do feel like you do Jaeger Infantry is generally the best. Kind of do need the Jaeger command squad. You do one squad with snares goes a very long way with these kind of strategies. Be tough to play these builds without any snares at all. Ooh, dicey call there for Haaallow. Suppression kicks in just in the nick of time. Very, very close call. But overall, you know, the machine gun's working out pretty well in these first few engagements. Getting some good suppression going and getting some reasonable map control. Malgari getting the left-hand side uncontested at the moment, though, with that rear echelon now. Haven't seen any tank traps going down, though, which is pretty common to see. Now into a Panzer Grenadier. Pretty low on the command points at the moment, so still a long way off the Jaeger command squad. The tech coming down. Looks like the manpowers are going to line up pretty well for Haaallow. Ooh, early grenade tech. Malgari is interesting. Can be very effective if you do manage to flank one of those machine guns in the early stages. Grenade can wipe them out very quickly. But it will delay your light vehicle. Oftentimes these double MG pyro strategies can get off to some pretty strong starts. And some pretty fast light vehicles, since you don't have to build tier 1. So yeah, perhaps a later light vehicle now from Malgari could cause troubles against the 222. Smoke out, looking to flank around. MG repositioning, a little bit unsupported over there at the moment. In dicey situation, might just have to hit retreat. Don't want to risk it unnecessarily. And Haaallow, pretty good timing on that 222 in production at the moment. Very key with these kind of builds. You need that light vehicle out as fast as possible, so you can start to lose your grip on the game at around this timing. Malgari gonna go for an M20 though. Is interesting call.
Scout car has arrived.
Again, having gone for grenades first does delay the M20 quite a bit. Double flamers, meanwhile, from Haaallow. Against US forces, less likely to be up against mine, so can afford to go for a few more flamers. Because you don't have the Grenadiers as well. Don't have to worry about trying to save munitions for the LMG.
Utility car taking the field.
But doesn't end up cancelling the M20 even after seeing the 222. Could be quite tough for Malgari. Early retreat on these. It's building the ambulance now, so going to conserve a bit of manpower. Fair choice. Does a pretty good job, only dropping one model from those two low health squads. M20 going to the other side of the map. Try to stay away from the 222. Big bunker reduced by Haaallow. Having seen the grenade tech now, having seen the M20, can mean that Haaallow potentially delay the pack, because knows that he doesn't have to worry about a steward arriving. Those two other fuel purchases will delay the steward a very long way. Cautious play there from Haaallow. Not diving in for the kill on the M20. Opportunity was there. But playing it safe, pretty close to the US base. Never know when a unit's going to pop out of a building or something like that. I think I personally would have gone in for the dive, but you know, I do pay quite often for those reckless dives. Yeah, command squad probably a good choice now for Haaallow. Oh, gonna go for the pack. As I said, probably could afford to squeeze in one more unit before with the grenade tech, with the M20, but
The enemy is attempting to steal
pack.
our sector.
All right. Also has full grenadier bulletins, but not going for any grenadiers. Might be worth switching out, especially with these kind of strategies. Pack build time bulletin, which allows you to build the pack 50% better, can give you a little bit more flexibility with your build orders and when you choose to build pack. Pretty handy, especially if you're not using grenadiers at all. Might as well switch them off. Be careful with this 222. Don't want it to get snared. Doing a pretty good job of avoiding that so far. MG's slightly off in the wrong direction, spinning around now. Bit of a flank cooking. There it goes. But, you know, over these last couple minutes has been pretty good territory control for Haaallow. Losing control of this side now, but if we had double fuel, very strong resources. There's a 50 cal coming out for Malgari as well. 22 getting quite aggressive. A good chunk of damage. Also taking some bazooka hits though. The Jaeger command squad out now.
Enemy forces are securing our
Posted up in the
territory.
center at the moment. A little bit risky to repair from this position right next to the capture circle while it's still capped. We'll give Haaallow a bit of sight of that area. See, so that's quite a dangerous thing to do. Not recommended. But doesn't end up paying the price for it. Pack is rotating across, but arriving a touch too late.
Enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Oh, pack missing.
Losing a sector.
Ouch. Been a wipe there. G43 is coming through on the Panzer Grenadiers next.
Out of contact.
Can assist you with a bit more long-range firepower. We do have the steward out. Uh-oh. Pack is somewhat nearby. Steward diving in. We have the Jaeger command squad nearby as well. Oh, Pack misses its first shot. Changes directions. Just out of range of a follow-up. MG in the center, but Stewart can rotate across and force that away quite cleanly here. Oh, and that's a big shot from the Stewart. MG in a bit of trouble now. Big follow-up. But does end up getting away. Stewart switching sides again. Under a bit of pressure now. Double light vehicles on the side. Haaallow has started battle phase 2 now. Up against double light vehicles though, especially if you're further behind than Haaallow is in terms of fuel. It's reasonable to go for a second anti-tank gun at this stage. you are quite a lot more vulnerable in the regular Ostheer build since you only have one snaring squad. Ooh. Nasty grenade. There go the Panzer Grenadiers. Felt like the M20 kind of blocked their retreat for a split second and allowed that grenade to connect in an even more vicious manner there. That was nasty. Harassing the machine gun on the far side too. I think Haaallow needs to start playing a little bit more tight now. Try to spread across the map so far. Isn't allowing these machine guns to be that effective.
The enemy is taking our territory.
43's in close on this squad of riflemen. Oh, no retreat. Malgari forgetting about that squad. And down they go. So that's a wipe for a wipe there. That one easy to avoid though. Malgari really needs to have a strong phase at this timing since he has invested into everything now. Weapon racks, grenades, double light vehicles. Will be very, very far behind in terms of the medium tank timing. So he needs to make this strong push count. Rebuild on the Panzer Grenadiers, try to flank the 50 and do get around the side of it. Stuart diving in here, pack back at base. Ooh! Hios go down on retreat. There's a bit of good luck. And P-Pens, I didn't think they were going to get suppressed there. Did they run back into the arc? A little bit confused on that. Haaallow, a little bit strapped for manpower at the moment. It'll be good to get the tech going at this stage. Has to wait a while before we can build it though. And now a mortar from Malgari. Fair choice. Quite a large number of team weapons to fire at. Probably going to need to invest in some bazookas on the rear echelon next though. Nearing close to that medium tank timing. Oh wow, that Peeping spot taking a lot of damage.
Enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
20 staying mobile. Oh, but got in range of a Faust there. Haaallow a little bit slow to react. No engine damage. That probably would have been a kill. 222 rotating across there now. Missed opportunity. Tech is down, but still struggling for manpower. Actually choosing to reinforce the Panzer Grenadiers here, which I think I'd probably hold off on. With all that manpower could start progress on a tank. Black Panzer would be a reasonable decision right now. But if you want to go for the Panzer IV, can understand that. In which case the Panzer Grenadiers are reinforcing, won't really impact him. Still 5 or so fuel away from that Panzer IV. Water getting off to a reasonable start.
57mm AT gun now deployable by air. HMG
20 nicely vetted. Start to use this more in a recon role now. Spot for that mortar. Does mean Haaallow should start getting ambush camo on these machine guns. There's a good amount of, resources floating at the moment. Getting pretty close to being able to call in light artillery barrage, but has plenty of munitions stacked on top of that, so no reason to really float above 100. Might as well go for those ambush camo on the machine guns. Gonna limit the effectiveness of the long line of sight of the M20. Back in a nice position here. Some good damage done. Paratroopers dropped in from Malgari. I think that's a reasonable choice. Allow the airdrop of anti-tank gun now without having to tick captain, which is probably going to be pretty handy. this kind of scenario. Panzer IV on the horizon. Haallow's really falling quite far behind.
Paratroopers standing by for air assault missions.
Man, I was like, rifle need launchers? How? But we're inside a fighting position covering this cutoff area. Interesting choice. The 50 cal in there as well. Haallow's really been suffering in terms of territory control through this phase. Loss of the Panzergrenadier and the Pio. Painful. But let's see if the Panzer IV can turn things around, rebuild on the Pios, which I think is a good decision.
Ready for assignment.
And repairs available for the 2 vehicles. We retreat against the double light vehicles there. And the command squad quite badly outnumbered over here though. Needs to get out. Panzer IV diving in, going for the fighting pit immediately. And we've got the anti-tank gun dropped in response to that Panzer IV hitting the field. Malgari still hasn't started major tech yet, but there's probably a wise timing. Don't want to delay your tank production. Might be encroaching on that shortly.
Looks like we're going in.
Struggling for munitions at the moment. Can't upgrade the paratroopers yet. Oh boy, Panzer IV in a bad position. Anti-tank gun and Stewart right there. Quite a lot of damage, but that's where the double Pios can really help out a lot.
A capture point is under attack.
Back to do some repairs now. Did manage to force away the mortar, so machine gun in the center, a bit more safe to do some capping. Got the pack in a reasonable spot here. Quite a range of the Stewart though as it drives by. But the M20 handling nicely, going from flank to flank, constantly forcing troops away, making Haaallow struggle quite badly for territory control. Oh, is this the end of the M20? Top smoke. 222 right there, hot on its heels. And gets the kill. Got a few squads coming in. Looking to salvage the situation, but not going to be able to. Stewart switching sides as well, but that M20 is well dead. Malgari pushing it a little bit too far there. No support for the M20. Finally goes down. Oh boy, and this could be a squad down as well. No, very close call. Panzer IV didn't chase in the most effective manner though, so they do end up getting away. Malgari has really closed the fuel gap over these last 5 or so minutes. So double fuel control for quite a long time. Haaallow really struggling on those edges of the map. Sherman about to pop out. As a US player though, it's worth considering like what your build order is going to be. Did go for those weapon racks. Some bars on one squad, but strapped for munitions, never able to upgrade the paratroopers. Might have been worth just skipping the bars or just skipping the weapon racks. If you knew you were going to go for airborne, got the anti-tank drop, so you don't need the bazookas. And then you can have enough munitions to actually upgrade your paratroopers.
Tank support is here.
Panzer
Sherman
IV
ready.
taking a lot of damage from that anti-tank gun. Been running into shots quite frequently. And now we've got a Sherman on the field. Haaallow, let's see, very bad fuel control. He's only managed to save up 65 or so since that first Panzer IV hit the field. Now Sherman charging through the centre. Pack in an awkward position, the silo blocking the angles. Now under a little bit of pressure. There's a force nearby. But with quite a lot of manpower floating at the moment as well. Let's start spending this. Right, a ambitious positioning on Malgari's anti-tank gun, but it might pay off here. Incendiary rounds activated, but now just hitting the retreat. Haaallow committing to this area a bit, but there are a lot of units here. This could backfire on him. Pack forwards, but does connect with the Stuart, forcing it away, and now the anti-tank gun under some pressure. Staying set up for the moment. Pyros are dropping. Both of them retreating. Only need to get one of them out of there though. And the anti-tank gun does get decrewed. Those Panzer Grenadiers with the G43s doing some good long-range damage. Ooh, Stuart sets up for a shot on... I mean, Stuart takes a shot from the setup pack. But I think Haaallow maybe could have pushed that engagement a tiny bit more, tried to keep troops there. Maybe look for the kill on the decrewed anti-tank gun. Letting Malgari off the hook there. A little bit too easy, I would say. And yeah, definitely needs to spend a little bit of this manpower float. The second anti-tank gun at this stage is the safest choice. That or another squad of Panzer Grenadiers, perhaps. Oh wow, chose to take up to go for some tier 4 units instead. Okay, second Sherman coming in for Malgari. Oh boy, Faust's gonna connect. Panzer 4 late on the chase. We do have the anti-tank gun nearby for Malgari. Oh. Panzer 4 coming through. Oh boy. Needs to pop the blitz to get out of here. I think that was the right choice for Haaallow, not pushing him for the kill there. A bit too risky. Although still quite far ahead in terms of VPs. Has really struggled for resource control over the last couple minutes, but can finally build another medium tank if that's the choice, but I have to imagine it's going to be a Panther stall. In this case though, I don't think that is the right decision. Just with the slow amount of resources coming in, Haaallow really needed another tank to make an impact and swing the map control back in his favor. Stalling for a Panther here. This low amount of fuel control. Very painful process. Now numbered 2-on-1 in terms of tanks. Still floating way too much manpower. Getting a little bit overwhelmed.
We are losing a sector.
There's a 4 bullying away the Sherman. Packs there for the Stuart. Good rotation of the anti-tank gun through the center though, bouncing. G43 squad's winning that quite handily, but here comes the second Sherman from the other flank now. Back rotating to face. Mortar, a steady performer out the back, nearly vet 3 now. Oh, there we go, forces the retreat. Haaallow, 1,000 manpower now. Really needs to purchase something. There's another squad of Pyros just for some capping power. This current composition is just not strong enough to win the map control war at the moment. Inching closer to that Panther, but it's very, very slow. Still another minute off. And finally pulls the trigger. Gonna go for another squad of Panzer Grenadiers. Reasonable choice. I think this, as I said, the safest choice would be the pack though, given that up against 2 Shermans and a Stuart. Can very easily get overwhelmed in this kind of scenario. Especially now that, you know, this is just a strafe instead of a loiter. You can't rely on popping that, bailing you out of a situation when you're getting aggressively pushed by 3 vehicles and lacking snares, so you are very vulnerable to those kind of aggressive plays. You have Panzerfaust to shut down their mobility. Troopers do have the M1919s. Oh, there goes the Lieutenant. Big bundle grenade in there. And the double machine gun's getting some big time suppression cooking as well. Ducks behind the shot blocker there, staying away from the M1. M1 under a lot of pressure from the double Panzer Grenadiers. And they do manage to get the decro on it. Pack blasting away, hitting Vet 3 now. Squad right there. Oh, no Panzerfaust again from Haaallow. There's an opportunity. Sprint Panzerfaust on the Sherman. Probably would have died to that Panzer 4, but decides against it. Pack there, and he would have sight of it with the pyros. Could easily kill the M1 that's decrewed. Not going for that at the moment though, which is a mistake. Pyros pull back. Finally has the resources for the Panther. Still has close to 300 manpower after this as well though, so could go for another squad of Pyros like I was suggesting, and would be wise to try and get some mines down at this stage as well. Telemines would go a long way, or some S-mines to block out some of these capping squads. A big function of these double MG double pyro builds. You rely on those double pyros to build a few telemines, which we haven't seen so far. Oh, well, not double pyro anymore. Go down to the center to the bars. Looks like the bazooka that the lieutenant dropped recovered. Malgari is slowly saving towards that P-47 loiter. It's not too far away now. Sherman hiding behind the silo. Can't quite get the angle, but Haaallow now with a pretty strong option. That Panther. Triple Shermans. But they will struggle a lot against the Panther. Oh, but the M1 actually getting a good shot on. Didn't even pop the AP ammo there. Haaallow finally branching out to the flanks again. But Malgari has managed to save up for those P-47s. And they can be a real difference maker. Do have the 222 still available for some anti-air. On the pyros now. Here come the planes. Sherman charging forwards. This one goes down very quickly. See what the P-47s can do here. And they don't get any kills. The Sherman swarming in with the Stuart this time. Panther getting blocked a tiny bit. And a touch of trouble. Still on the edge of the arc of the targeting zone. Could take another pass. Faust coming through. There we go. Nicely done. Sherman goes down out the back. P-47s do come through for another pass on the Panther. Down it goes. Panzer hanging on by... Panzer 4 hanging on by a thread there. Pack did get decrewed over here, however. Oh. There goes the MG42. So those kind of situations are very hard to defend against. I think Haaallow did a reasonable job. Maybe should have got away with that machine gun, but apart from that, got on okay. Unfortunately, did stay right on the edge of the P-47 zones where the Panther allowed them to come in for a second pass. And ultimately, that was his undoing. Could have got out of that with no vehicle losses whatsoever. Now up against double anti-tank guns. But, you know, did knock out 2 Shermans and the Stuart, so overall probably came out ahead in that trade. There's plenty of manpower to rebuild, but has been lacking in the fuel control, like I said. It's starting to bite now. Really needs to build another vehicle, but doesn't have the fuel for it. It's for a bit of a drive-by. Good idea to come out to the flank in case there's maybe a second machine gun over here. Want to be able to cleanly cap this territory, not get forced away. And the anti-tank guns for Malgari would be more likely to be in the center, so coming out to the side can be very effective in this kind of scenario. As for switching back to the center now after seeing the way is clear.
We're losing a capture point.
And Haaallow still with a good VP lead. Does manage to get the fuel on this side of the map as well. And Screeners on the far side. And pressure, but Sherm with the AP ammo equipped, so not maxing out. Oh boy! It's the end of the Panzer IV. Oh, he bounces a shot. That was a lucky break. Dropped the light out. Oh! Got the anti-tank pass instead, and the Panzer IV didn't back all the way back. Oh, and he doesn't get so lucky this time. Panzer IV goes down max range there. I guess that was a misclick, but it's... I don't know. Is there something that I'm missing? This anti-tank strafe good against anti-tank guns? I don't think it is, but could be wrong on that. It's hard to misclick that, right? Because if you click it, you have to like drag it across in the direction. Strange. And then, yeah, didn't back away far enough with the Panzer IV. It's a big mistake from Haaallow. Deciding to go for a rebuild on the Panzer IV now. Which I think is understandable. Still a good amount of resources away from that Panther. But I think in this situation, I'd probably just try and stall for the Panther myself. On 30 or so fuel. Just go for the second anti-tank gun like he is already. Because up against double Sherman, double anti-tank guns, one Panzer IV is really going to struggle.
We are losing a sector.
Streamworks going up there, whoops.
New anti-tank gun has arrived. The enemy is taking our territory. Has been cut off.
With the Sherman tanks repaired up, ready to rumble. As if we're doing a bit of a drive-by on this other side. Sherman's doing a good job at the moment staying behind these shot blockers quite often. They're quite difficult to position anti-tank guns for Haaallow. Oh boy. A lot of damage on that Panzer IV now. Ouch. Oh, could this be the end of this squad? You have the Jaeger command squad right there. No, big shot from the Sherman. Now the Jaeger command squad's under threat. It repositions. Oh boy. Here goes the Jaeger command squad. Those HE Shermans getting some big damage done.
A capture point is under attack.
He's coming in now from the Pioneers. MG in the building. Pretty safe in there, but also not been up to much over the last couple minutes.
We have been assigned fresh Panzer Grenadiers.
Rebuild on the Jaeger command squad. Understandable. And the VP train is on Malgari, in spite of being a reasonable amount ahead in terms of army at the moment. has been struggling with control of that central VP area. This time the machine gun in the building does get some work done. Sherman over there though, dislodging it. One thing that Haaallow has going from at the moment is these double anti-tank guns aren't Vet 2 yet. The M1 getting very close to that mark now. Uh-oh. That's a 4. Gonna have to be quick to back away here. And it is. Smoke out. Interesting angle. Anti-tank gun covering this angle, but the double Sherman's coming in from the other side. A lot of smoke coming down as well. Might make this pack quite ineffective. Attack ground action from Malgari. Trying to go for some attack ground action, but you can't get through those. Do block the shots. Just smoke, smoke, smoke. Seems to be working out for the moment. Greens with the G43s here though. Good spotting long range. We've got the double anti-tank guns. And the US player coming through the center. Pack could be under some threat here. Double Sherman's making some aggressive plays, going for some crush action. Pack a bit slow to reposition here. Lucky that it didn't get just swarmed in on. So getting out of that one.
Our opponents are seizing a
And
sector.
Malgari not giving up on the Sherman spam. Continuing down that path. With enough for a Panzer IV, but maybe going to try save for the Panther again this time.
Enemy is taking our territory.
Haaallow could also do with some indirect fire, but doesn't have tier 1, so can't really go for a mortar himself. It's probably not worth building tier 1 just to get the mortar out, and probably wants to save the fuel to the Panther instead of the Panzerwerfer at this particular instance. This might be a tricky map to use the bomb bearer on as well, but okay. Strong control through the center for Malgari. Oh, that's a big grenade. Double anti-tank gun's quite low. Panzer IV thinking of coming in, but they do hang on. Sherman in a dangerous position, diving through here. One more shot and it's dead. Grenade onto the pack. Panzer IV stops. Doesn't quite reload in time. Maybe the pack can finish the job. We've got some smoke there. Pack missing. Sherman smoking out. Getting away here. Double anti-tank guns from Malgari. Also in a dangerous position. We've got a light artillery barrage coming down now. Could catch the riflemen on retreat. No, they peel off. Switch angles slightly. Very, very close call from Malgari. Easily could have lost almost everything there. Both tanks. Both anti-tank guns, one rifle squad. That was a dicey one. Going to go for yet another Sherman now. Hello, very close to that Panther. Oh, did get cut off here. Slowing down the fuel income. Rifleman just with so much more variance. He's stomping the rebuilt Jaeger command squad. Sherman coming across this side.
The enemy is overrunning one of our
Tank gun in the center at the moment. Quick pin on the rifleman, however. G43P Greens allowing their pack to set up early with its long line of sight. Helping Haaallow out a bit here. Smoke into the center. Coming in from the side. Panther in the works. Haaallow just needs to hold on until that's out. That artillery barrage on the machine gun out the back there. Triple Sherman's making a bit of a dive in again. Dangerous times for Haaallow right before the Panther arrives. Spinning around with the pack. Sherman's looking for a decoy on that with the high explosive rounds, but they're missing a lot of shots. The tank gun holding on quite nicely, but finally goes down. So is one of the Sherman tanks, however. The 4 has got his rear armor exposed there, but getting away now. I do have those double anti-tank guns trying to get in position for Malgari, but not managing to do so. Squad coming forwards. No, Panzerfaust maybe not quite in range. Fires it off at the full house Sherman, but that's no engine damage. A little bit low on munitions at the moment as well. Oh boy. Oh, look at how far away these models were from the gun. Having to run for days to get to it and end up getting decrewed.
We have lost an MG team.
Panther making a bit of a move here. Double Sherman's quite low. We do have the double anti-tank guns. Getting quite a few shots in. Panther trying to make a play. P-Green's coming in through the center. Panzer IV coming back in. Very healthy. P-Green's on top of the double anti-tank guns. Could get the decoy on them quite cleanly here. One down very quickly. Those G43 P-Greens lighting them up in the center. Triple Sherman's isolated on the side. All very, very low. Panthers coming in. There we go. One Sherman down. Abandoned though. And we got the P-47s coming down now. Panther looking to disengage. Edge of the zone is right here though. Recrew on the US. Decrewed anti-tank guns now for Haaallow. And there goes yet another Sherman. Oh my god, it's a team weapon graveyard right now, but Haaallow able to jump back on top of them. Here come the US troops. We do have a machine gun over here to shut down some of this. Panzer IV did end up falling for Haaallow, so it is a little bit lacking in the anti-infantry department. So the mortar went down over here as well. Rebuild on the Sherman for Malgari.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector. Our lines of supply are disrupted.
And recrew, steal on the pack for Malgari as well. 2-2-2, one shot it looks like there, so decides to back away, trying to keep that alive. Understandable. And repairing up.
Get ready, guys.
Haaallow still with a good amount of VPs in the lead, so there's a bit of time to rebuild, recompose. Oh boy, but the Sherman over here that got abandoned, now getting repaired up, maybe going to get recruited. Malgari does have a surplus of manpower at the moment, so I can't afford to chuck a re-echelon squad inside that.
A capture point is under attack.
Sherman smoking this one out. Coming in from the side. Get the pack there though. That doesn't have the machine gun upgrade on it yet, so its anti-infantry isn't super impressive. Pack from the side. Sherman getting stuck against the container there. Down it goes, picked off very easily. Abandoned Sherman getting into the mix now though. With a bit of crush action on the G43 Panzer Grenadiers. They managed to avoid taking any damage. Double packs through the center now. Malgari has to be on his toes. Panther diving in. Risky without the machine gun upgrade. It's a hard time decoying the pack if he wants to do anything aggressive. The machine gun actually connecting at the angle there. I didn't think it would. So that gets decrewed. Panther diving in. It doesn't chase any further. Doesn't go for the full base inspection. The pack over here killing off the decrew pack now. Looks like Haaallow has stabilized quite nicely. The Sherman spam just not really working out for Malgari. It's a very hard style to play. 4 medium tanks like that. Things can go wrong very, very easily when you get aggressive. Oh boy, that's a lot of firepower though. Those pyros getting melted. Looks like the paratroopers might have dropped one in 1919 and now the riflemen have got that. Suppression though doing a good job in the center. 222 spotting for the machine gun. Very effective. Looking to set up the triple cap now. Yet another Sherman for Malgari. Has an anti-tank gun. So double Shermans with the anti-tank gun. Still has a bit of life left.
Sherman ready.
Bit of a shame that he never recruited that M1 mortar though. It was doing a really good job. Now that's in the hands of Haaallow. It can be quite nice to have the mortar, just so you don't have to spend munitions on the smoke from the Shermans every single time. Don't do anything. Save a bit more of those munitions for the P-47s. Pack setting up. That's M1 in fact. Good amount of damage there on the HE Sherman. And mortar though. Getting some pretty good hits, forcing back Malgari's anti-tank gun already. With a good amount of resources floating, couldn't afford to go for the Panzer IV, but be thinking something else this time. Panther, put to back away. Nope, this is going to be the Panzer IV.
Consolidate our forces. We're left with 50 points.
To the center, just really not working out for Malgari. Without smoke, just stands no chance through there.
Reinforcements in. 57mm AT gun now deployable by air.
Got another airdrop of anti-tank gun. Oh, but this is a bad timing. Anti-tank gun a little bit low over here. Very quickly decrewed by those G43P rooms long range. Got an M1 backing this push up. G43s could chase in and decrew this quite quickly back here. And the backs away. G43's working. Looks like they're targeting the Sherman though. P-47's called in to buy Malgari a bit of breathing room here. Panzer IV getting slammed at the moment. One shot from death now. Panther also extremely low. No anti-tank grenade from the rifleman out the back there though. And the Panzer IV also still alive. 25 VPs left for Malgari. He's trying to get something cooking here. Doing his best. Looks like Haaallow just going for the VP win. Capping up that last victory point. Locking down the triple cap. Both anti-tank guns for Haaallow. Decrewed now. 8 points remaining. Has cleared out the center. Panther did survive, but the Panzer IV ended up going down on the flank. Not entirely sure how. I guess it was the P-47s, and there we go. Haaallow able to squeak this one out. So, back and forth battle this one. Haaallow almost lost his grip on this game. You know, that stall for the Panther after the first Panzer IV was rough. At one point floating close to 1,000 manpower, really consistently losing control of the edges. Very, very slow fuel control during that phase. Nearly allowed Malgari to run away with this game, but Malgari going for the quad Sherman attack, but didn't really end up working out. Shermans went down without doing enough damage in return. Quite a risky one, and didn't quite end up working out. Close calls though, a lot of very close calls, like one more pinning shot here or there. Would have made a big difference. There's Ostheer tanks often surviving on one hit. But GG, yeah, good back and forth one here. Anyway, guys, wrap on that. If you like your game to be cast by me, details are in the video description below. Otherwise, I'll catch you off for the next thrilling installment. Goodbye and good luck.